TIFU by ordering an irresistible fruity drink and thus becoming Father of the Year.
When I order drinks, I usually keep it simple. Bourbon and Coke. Gin and tonic. 2 fingers of scotch. The occasional old-fashioned. That kind of thing. But on the date of this fuck-up, dear readers, I decided to mix it up. So I'm with my family at a nondescript casual restaurant chain. You know the type. They're all over suburbia. Decorated with kitschy local sports stuff, music memorabilia, antique ads, etc., and populated by perky wait staff, who most likely secretly hate their jobs, that are encouraged to wear flair.
The waitress asks for my drink order, and instead of going with one of my usual standbys, I feel whimsical and order something off the menu with the word Xylens in the name. When she brings our drinks, mine is an explosion of colors with a cornucopia of tropical fruit adorning the sides. It's super sweet, probably has enough sugar in it to last 2 days, but tasty, refreshing, and stronger than I would have initially expected. After drinking about a quarter of it, I go to hit the gentleman's room. Upon my return from the facilities, my 4-year at the time daughter has this mischievous and somewhat conspiratorial look on her face. She leans in and says to me, almost in a whisper,
"Daddy, I tried your pretty drink. It tasted a little weird, but I liked it." My eyebrows raise a little, but I know I shouldn't overreact, as she probably just had a tiny sip. I try to calmly, but assertively, explain that it's a grown-up drink, and not for kids. My wife, bless her heart, realizes what has happened and is a little less reserved in telling our daughter that kids shouldn't drink grown-up drinks or they'll get sick. Don't do it again. Edit, she wasn't yelling. She was just being very firm about telling our daughter that. I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea or cast aspersions on my wife. Our daughter seems suitably chastened, and our food arrives. Then, she starts whining. I feel really sick now. My stomach hurts. Part of me thinks this is just psychosomatic, because we put the idea in her head of the inevitability of her getting ill. But then, #blue onomatopoeia mine all over the table. And it was projectile, speechless face. While my wife is dealing with the vomit-soaked table, I rush her to the bathroom, and then I'm suddenly reliving freshman year as I'm holding her hair back as she vomits some more into the toilet.
All the while, I'm thinking Parents of the Year. I wonder when CPS is coming, man face palming. Needless to say, we never return to that restaurant. TLDR, I order a pretty but very alcoholic drink that proves irresistible to a toddler, and she throws up uncontrollably.
I'm willing to wager that you're so telling your daughter it would make her sick made her sicker.
Look on the bright side. When she's old enough to go to college, and her friend is holding her hair back, she can reminisce about the time Daddy used to do this for her. Wait, your wife was at the table when this happened? How is this your F up? You sure it's not? Today my significant other fucked up. Ha 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 ha, I'm dying here. Y'all didn't do anything wrong. Kids are fucking ninjas. Had a similar experience when my husband and I were dating and he was watching my oldest, who was 18 months. Husband got up to pee. Left his stout Guinness on the table. And it's time for a toddler to like the taste of beer. A lot. He drank the rest of the glass. Thankfully he didn't puke. But he sure as fuck slept like a rock all night while I kept an eye on him. When I was 2 I got drunk on Jell-O shots lol. I ate like 4 to 6 of them and then walked to my parents and told them that this Jell-O tastes weird. Didn't throw up. But they were definitely worried lol. They still talk about it sometimes. Took our 4YO triplets to one of those generic type places, you know. The one with the south of the border flavor. I won't say which one. But I want my baby back. Ordered food. Drinks for the kids. Drinks. Margaritas. House. With a straw. For the adults. Wife and I are chatting. Kids are behaving. They always did in restaurants, one of Daddy's strict rules. All in all, a pleasant time with the fam. Then I noticed the one kid sitting with Mom on her lap as he was getting kinda squirmy. Is quite flushed and glassy-eyed. While we were chatting away, a couple we knew sat one booth over. And generally enjoying ourselves, my son JP had polished off Mommy's very tasty margarita. Yep. Parents of the Year. For my first birthday, as is tradition in my family for some reason, I was let loose on my entire birthday cake. Guess it's funny to watch a kid freak out about getting an entire cake and watch them just absolutely destroy it in the process. Later that night I dyed my parents' bed beautiful light frosting blue. Read the title as TIFU by being an irresistible fruity drunk and thus becoming Father of the Year. And was confused when it wasn't a gay story. Lol, I have a son with special needs. Blind with diabetes insipidus, adrenal deficiency, and slowed development. He is 19 now. The diabetes insipidus, think too much salt instead of too much sugar, makes him perpetually thirsty. If you put a drink near him and he feels it, he will down it. Once a drink was left near him and he drank it while we were looking by elsewhere. Luckily we were home and he didn't get sick. He did, however, do a lot of singing and dancing. He still occasionally asks about alcohol lol, but I have to tell him he isn't old enough. Story time. Family vacation. We made root beer floats with bottled root beer. One of the dads left out a partially drunk beer that got mixed into my little sister's drink. She was 4 and it was her first root beer float ever. When she said she didn't like it, we all encouraged her to keep drinking. After drinking more, she finally refused, at which point my mom goes over to show her how good her drink tastes. Mom screaming, "This is beer." Sister getting up and weaving about the room. And Dad carrying her upstairs to put her to sleep.
You are absolutely the Father of the Year for not berating your daughter and supporting her when she felt ill.
You like alcohol, huh? Well, here's a whole carton of alcohol. I think the wife caused her to throw up just by saying that. Whenever I got yelled at as a kid, my stomach would start hurting. Also, your wife was at the table, so I'd put the blame on her. Funny ass story though. My son once puked on the seat of a booth at a local pizza place. I frantically cleaned it up as I was so embarrassed. Then asked for the check and didn't return for over a year. That's pretty funny, dude. When I was 8 to 9, I covered the party room floor at the Pizza Hut with my vomit. Poor server girl cleaned it up. I won the pizza eating contest though. So was the drink just as pretty the second time it made an appearance at the table? Lol. Wait. Where was your wife when she drank it? I have the fear of this same thing happens since we bought those frozen strawberry daiquiri packs you put in the freezer. The kids always eye them as they smell amazing. I definitely think you should go back to the restaurant alone and get that fruity drink again. Maybe take your daughter back when she's older. At least you weren't trying to get her drunk. When I was her age, a lot of the adults in our huge extended family would give me the leftovers of their beer at parties. Disgusting to think about now. BC, they thought it was funny. My mom put a stop to it when I drunkenly stumble back to our house from my great uncle's house. Multiple family members live on the same plot. In nothing but a hat, my underwear and rubber boot. And did I mention it was in the middle of winter and snowing with about 6 inches of snow on the ground? This was back in the 80s when no one thought shit like this was wrong. Fun times.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.